So you have been using HubSpot since quite some time. And now all of your customers are onboarded, all of your basic processes are done. But now you want to know, how do your customers feel about it? What is in their hearts? And in order to do this, the best thing that you can do is send them a customer survey rating form. It's easy and it's based on the NPS score property inside HubSpot. And earlier there were a little bit different methods and complicated methods in order to achieve this. But right now, HubSpot has baked all of these things inside the survey tool. And let's see how you can do this very easily with minimal steps inside HubSpot. Firstly, inside your HubSpot dashboard, click on CRM, then click on Contacts. Once you have done this, here in the Contacts, click on Actions, then click on Edit Properties. Inside, there are a lot of properties. We are going to search for NPS. So here we have something called the last NPS survey rating. So this is a default HubSpot property, so it can't be edited, and we are going to employ this property in our survey. So this is something that you should know about. And there is also one another method in case you want to do something other than the normal default options provided by HubSpot. Maybe you want to play around with something. You can create an NPS score property which would be similar to this one, and there you would get more options. But now HubSpot has made sure that you don't need to have so many different options or to go through so many different things in order to just automate a single thing. All of these automations reside under the umbrella of the single tool for surveys inside HubSpot, and let's just go there now. So in order to go there, firstly close this. Now click on Automations, click on Surveys. Now click on Create Survey. Once you do this, here you have a lot of different survey types. But what we are going to do is create a customer loyalty using a Net Promoter Score survey in order to track how likely our customers are to recommend us to others. So once that is done, click on Next. Now, either you can deliver this survey via an email or via the web page method. Web page method would work really nicely for you in case you have a website with a lot of traffic. Otherwise, we would recommend you to choose the custom tried and tested email method. Once you are here, you can see how this would look like. We click on Create. So our survey is being made ready, and here we can choose the company name. So maybe this is CTA9 from, I want this to be sent from maybe Pawan's ID, from the address pawan@cta9.com, and the subject line looks good enough. Hey, how are we doing? And the office location can also be set. And in the email body, you can customize this as well. So for example, we have a personalization token over here. Hey, @first name, your opinion matters. And then the NPS question, which is provided by default in the property, is that how likely is it that you would recommend CTA9 to a friend or colleague? You can play around with the theme a little bit over here. And there's the featured image, all text, and the colors as well. You can play around with these things as well. And if you click on feedback, here you can see that there are three different groups. We have the detractors, we have the passive people, and the promoters. The detractors are those people who scored between 0 to 6. These are people who are very less likely to recommend us to others. And then there's the passive people with a 7 to 8 score. These are people who are just sitting on the fence. They are thinking about you are good enough or not. And then there are the promoters who are most likely to recommend us to different people. So depending upon who we are targeting, the overall mail would differ depending upon the context and the person who is getting these mails. So you can see that all of these questions are pre-built by HubSpot for the NPS survey rating, and these are all good enough, but you can even customize these questions further in order to get a better response from the potential email receivers. So once this is done, you can see this is all good. In the thank you section, you can see that in the thank you message, these are also quite different for everybody depending upon whether they are a detractor, whether they are somebody who's a passive just sitting on the fence, or somebody who's a promoter. So everybody gets a different thank you mail. And in the recipient section, now here you can define who's going to get these mails. So either you can choose a static list, or you can choose the property depending upon whether that person became a customer maybe more than 30 days ago or something like that, or you can start from scratch. if we are going to start from scratch. We'll choose a criteria of our own. We'll get back to this soon. Let's go down and see what other options are here. So for example, when we can choose when the survey is sent, when the recipient meets the criteria, or we can add an additional delay as well over here. In the frequency, we can choose whether we want this to be sent to them on a recurring basis or on a one-off basis. So if we choose recurring basis, so then those people who are eligible will get a mail every 3 months, or we can choose this to be one-off. So in one-off, they will receive the mail only once when they meet the survey criteria. So that's something cool. And now let's focus on the criteria itself. So we are going to start from scratch. Depending upon the contact property, we create a criteria over here. So the property is life cycle stage, and life cycle stage is customer. So definitely, if this is something which is a survey, you're going to send this to just your customer. We click on apply filter, and let's hope the list is processing. So estimated recipients are 0. Right now, this is our HubSpot demo account. So we don't have any customers over here. We hope that this is not the case with you or your demo accounts. And when everything is set, now you can also click on automation in order to see further how, if once everything is set in your survey, how things would differ. For example, who gets notified about these new survey responses? You can choose an individual user or a team, and you can only send them notifications for survey responses which have any comments. And you can also send them a survey reminder email. This is something new and it's a good feature to have. So apart from that, you can also automate your follow-up actions. For example, when a survey response is somebody who's a detractor, when a survey response is somebody who's a passive person, or when a survey response is somebody who's a promoter. Depending upon that, you can create different custom workflows, and that can be really helpful for those people who are trying to customize their marketing strategies even further. Now, once everything is done, finally click on review and publish, and your survey would be live and good to go. So guys, I hope you found this video informative and you learned something new today. In case you still want our help in order to build something awesome of your own, feel free to reach out to us via the QR code on the screen in front of you for a free one-on-one consultation call wherein we will help you build that dream project of yours. And we at CTA9 are always eager to help you. Feel free to comment something down below in case you want to know something extra. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video.